Hi, friends. So we're on our day 2 lesson, talking about inferences and drawing conclusions. So I wanted to share with you the document you're going to be reading today. It is from the poem Paul Revere's Ride. So yesterday, when we looked at the poster, I had you make inferences about parts of the picture and what they meant. Okay, and when you are looking at inferencing, you're looking at finding clues to think about and thinking about what they suggest. Okay, so for example, in this one, all right, if we're going to read through this, all right, I'm just going to read this first part. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow wrote the famous poem Paul Revere's Ride. The poem is set at the time of the American Revolution, 1775. The following is an excerpt from that poem. All right. So by reading this introduction, it tells me the poem is called Paul Revere's Ride, and it tells me the setting. The text does not say, but I can infer that the ride mentioned in the title is related to the American Revolution. Okay, it doesn't specifically say that, but because it states it's around the time there set in 1775, I'm going to make that inference. All right. It also tells me it was written by, his name is so funny, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. I just love that name, Longfellow. I know that historic poems tend to give perspectives of important events from the past. So I'm going to infer that Longfellow actually lived and wrote this poem during the American Revolution, since he is giving information about that ride. My inference is that he lived during that time. Okay. So what I'd like you to do today, we're going to think about reading and then finding evidence or clues, and then what those clues lead us to a conclusion or an inference. Okay. So what you're going to do today is you're going to read through the 2 stanzas. Okay. Yours looks a little different than mine because I had to put it in a slide format. I couldn't figure out how to get this in there. All right. But you're going to go through the 2 stanzas and find at least one clue that leads you to a conclusion. Okay. For example, does the author tell you where Paul Revere's loyalties lie? How can you figure this out? So by reading through this, you're going to sort of find evidence to support who he is loyal to. And then based on that evidence, you're going to draw a conclusion, okay? Or an inference there, right? The clues help us to figure out something the author does not actually say in words, okay? So what do these clues suggest about Revere? What is that conclusion? So you'll notice in your document today that I would like at least 2 clues. All right, I have 2 boxes, therefore I want 2 clues in there. And then I have 2 conclusions. So based on those 2 clues, I'd like 2 conclusions. Again, there's 2 stanzas, so you should be able to find a clue from the first one that leads you to a conclusion, find a clue from the second one that leads you to another conclusion. All right, have a great day and enjoy. I'll see you tomorrow.